All right, guys, just want to talk about gaslighting and several other things that go on. Um, Often in the corporate world, definitely in the politics. Politics is much easier to see it. Um, but I think it's important to understand the different types simply because you can understand what they're trying to achieve if you understand the concepts and the reasoning. I mean, gaslighting is quite a common phrase, but I'll ask you this question: do you know what gaslighting is? So, what what I find with the gaslighting is when you're constantly reinforcing a lie. So, for example, Rachel Reeves at the moment telling everybody how great the economy is and how great Labour's done, yet all the facts, figures, and everything else is saying it's all nonsense. And then you could take the same with Starmer about I've made British people richer because I've increased the minimum wage type thing. At the same time, the taxes and everything else has gone up, which means he's added zero value. He's actually cost everybody money. It's all on the context, and they frame it to suit a specific narrative for a specific reason. So, gaslighting refers to a form of psychological manipulation where someone presents false information or denies reality to make others doubt their perception. In politics, this often manifests as repeatedly claiming everything is fine when evidence um, shows otherwise. Another one for this would be Goebbels when he was trying to blame the Jews for everything. That's that's where this stuff sort of goes. That's the dark history of where that goes. Denying obvious fails and scandals. It's not only the denial; it's also ignoring it. So it's a bit like the Southport riots, where they turn around and said it's all far right, far right, far right, and you've seen this across the board. So the training on this stuff must be aligned globally. I mean, it can't just be Davos because they're not all at Davos all the time. So it can't just be out of that. This must be written into some sort of training manual or courses, whatever they're doing, because it's the same lies wherever you are that you hear, and you're just like, that's not true. Framing negative events as victories or success stories. Diversity is our strength. These sort of statements, it's our strength. The fact is, no, it's destroying the economy. Um, Making the public questions objective truth through relentless, repetitive falsehoods. Similar to the one above, British values. British values just come out of thin air. They didn't exist before. But now they're promoted in the academic world and elsewhere. But they never existed. But they talk to you as if they've always been there. They haven't. It's a political agenda. Now, when you start getting to a deeper piece on this, like the overarch on this would be propaganda, deliberate misinformation to manipulate the public opinion. Like I was saying, the Southport one, they're all far right because then they can shut everybody else up by saying everybody's far right if you agree with it, disagree with it, or whatever. Is to control the masses. It becomes propaganda. It's not just lies anymore. It's actually done to try and put some control in there. It can work two ways. It could be to rile up, say, the Muslim community against white people. It could be done to suppress, like jailing all the people for minor offences relating to the riots. And then you get into the next one, which is spin, selectively presenting facts to make something seem better than it is. Tony Blair was famous for this one because I think it was in their memos that got caught out. There was some bad news politically that they intentionally spun out with their what they call the old spin doctors. I don't know if they're still lingering like a bad smell, but when they had the London bombings, they slipped in a load of bad news because they knew it wouldn't be on the front cover of the newspapers, and the memos, the reports, the calls, whatever, were actually found out that that was intentional. Obviously, it's done in bad taste, but these are the sorts of people we're talking about. Cognitive dissonance. what occurs when people are forced to reconcile contradictory belief and realities. So this is sort of like not only reconcile, it can often be a case of having to compensate. So you know it's wrong, but you're forced to meet it halfway. I see this from a business context where people will say health and safety is our most important thing, blah, blah, blah. And then at the same time, have compliance breaches because they're trying to fudge the numbers to break even financially. So they're saying one thing, at the same time, what they actually really mean is we're financially motivated. Health and safety comes secondly. It's not really a problem unless somebody gets killed, then it's a problem. Orwellian's another one, derived from George Orwell's 1984, describing a state where truth is inverted and lies are presented as truth by authoritarian regimes. Diversity is our strength. Immigration is good for the economy. As I've already stated myself, and that's a nonsense. If the economy shrinks here, the country's finances would shrink, but the population would also shrink. Unless you're looking at somewhere like you're in an outback of Spain, where the community can no longer function because it's got 12 people that live there and 5 leave. I can't see the negative impact. Not in somewhere like the UK, because if it went down to say 45 million people, the country would still function. In fact, things will get cheaper. Very likely the quality of life would go up because demands would drop. I assume that the farming, for example, would then be more localized. So surely that's part of our net zero, that a lot of the farming is then localized as well, instead of imported. We could probably go down the route of power generation, but anyway. So the point being is, a lot of the narratives that we've spun aren't true. They're not contextual, they're not factual, they're manipulated, they're skewed. And the key to it all is not getting frustrated by it, it's just recognizing it. As soon as people start lying to your face, you don't have to trust them anymore. I mean, I've got the same with some people I have to deal with, and quite simply, I just see every word as they say as a complete not a lie, because they have lied directly to my face and they continue to do it. But as I say, they either think I'm stupid or don't realise how stupid they are. Probably both. But I'm not stupid. They could think I'm stupid, but even then, I think some of this is the case is they get caught up in whatever they're doing to go down this route in the first place. Because for me, it's unethical, immoral, not right, and it's a bit like being on the SS Titanic, where everyone's screaming and saying the ship's going down, and the captain shouts, "It's all right, guys, we've got free drinks at the bar." That's what we're dealing with. Stupidity. It's not long term. It's not well thought out. It's destructive. But it's going on everywhere. But I just thought I wanted to do a video on that today, because just to say, well, these are the different terms and why. Because it doesn't matter what you look at these days. It's all like this. It's not debates. It's not discussions. It's falsehoods. It's whoever's paying them that week. What an environment, eh? Thanks for watching.